Hi, this is for my friends and family. It's not investing advice, it's just information about what I'm doing. I wanted to share information about which coins I have, why I have them, and where I get information about cryptocurrencies. I own about 6 coins right now. I'd like to own a seventh or an eighth. I haven't been able to do that, but I own Bitcoin, which is BTC, Ethereum, which is ETH, Cardano, which is ADA, VeChain, which is VET, Polkadot, which is DOT, DOT, and BitTorrent, which is BTT. I'd like to buy VGX on the Voyager exchange. I'm in a waiting list to get on that exchange and buy some of that. And I've tried to buy some Theta, but I've been unsuccessful at doing that. About 60% of my crypto investment is in Bitcoin, about 2% in Ethereum, 18% or so in Cardano, 16% in VeChain, 1.5% in Polkadot, and 2.5% in BitTorrent. I have those amounts because I think BTC, Bitcoin, is the strongest one and will probably do well. But I own more shares. I own the same number of shares actually in Ethereum, but a lot less money invested there because I've decided to go with Cardano instead and Polkadot rather than a lot of money in Ethereum. I think I purchased Ethereum recently because a number of the people I listened to were saying it was a good thing to consider buying. Cardano I have chosen because it follows the issues that I think are most important to look at when looking at a cryptocurrency. I'm a long-term investor, not really interested in a midterm play or a short-term trading sort of thing. So these are all for the long term, and by that I mean I don't even know when I would sell them. I don't have ending points to them at this point because I think they'll all do well over a number of years. But Cardano follows the rules that I like, the systems that I think are important. And that is a good long-term investment, a good team managing the coin and the processes that they're doing. It makes sense what the coin is doing. And there's good news coming up that you know will happen in the near future over the next year that should push up the price of the coin. And so Cardano I see as a third level. First, there's Bitcoin, which is a great store of value uncorrelated with other assets. And so those are the reasons that I have Bitcoin. And then Ethereum, I basically own a little of it because recently there was so much pushing that, oh, it's going to do so well, and by a number of the people that I follow. And so I got a little. And then I have a lot of shares of Cardano and even more of the VeChain. And I can have more of the VeChain even though I can have more of the VeChain because it costs less than the Cardano. I just have a little bit of Polkadot because I've always been interested in it and it seemed like a good idea. And I want to get the VGX, which is the Voyager, because of my talking with and finding out about it, and then talking with Pat Ackerman, and you can watch that video. So again, the reasons that I think are important to consider purchasing a crypto asset is long-term. What's the long-term outlook? Good management running the people, good objectives, makes sense what they're doing, and good news in the future. I talked a little bit about Cardano. VeChain does a supply chain and helps from the beginning to the end of a supply chain. And the Chinese government uses them. BMW uses them. I think it's Price Waterhouse. There's a number of other very large companies that currently use VeChain. And so it was an inexpensive currency, cryptocurrency. Sometimes I call them crypto assets. And so I bought a lot of it, and then I bought a great deal of the BitTorrent because it was inexpensive. It does file transfers, which is something that's happening all the time on computers. The Theta is a video transfer, which I think is going to be really big as well. The VGX is a crypto exchange brokerage where you get the best price on buying a crypto. So those are the ones that I own and the percentages and the reasons that I own them. And then in terms of research, in the past, research for me has been through books and maybe a little bit online, but this has been mostly through using YouTube videos and seeing what many people are saying about these different cryptocurrencies. Sometimes then going to, I've been to the Voyager site, I've been to the BitTorrent site, go to the site and see what they have to say. And sometimes they'll have a white paper. I really haven't spent a lot of time reading those or looking at those. I much more listen to a number of different people talking about cryptocurrencies on YouTube. That includes Sean Benson at Benson Crypto. That is my favorite one because of the way he talks about the coins that he talks about. He will talk about whether it's a long-term investment for him and the reasons why it's good to invest in different coins, what's going on with them, what news is coming up. Another one that's interesting to me and can be fun to watch is BitBoy. His name is Ben, and he says he's the biggest one. I think he reaches about 750,000 people or something like that. And so I watch him a little bit. I also watch Tony sometimes at JRNY. And I used to watch more, I don't so much now, crypto news alerts. You know, if you go on YouTube, there's all these pictures of exaggerated expressions and huge amounts of money that these coins are going to make. And that got a bit boring to me. And some of these will do really well. I have all of these because I think all of these will do really well or are worth investing to me. But so those are some of the ones that I watch. And one of the main things that I do is listen to how they talk about it. Listen to, does it fit my criteria that I mentioned in terms of what they're doing? An example that is one of that's not doing the things that I'm saying are Dogecoin, DOGE coin. It was made as a joke. I don't know what its future is. It doesn't really make anything. It's fun. I did think about investing in it when it was a bit cheaper, but it doesn't really meet any of the criteria that I mentioned. So that's a coin I haven't invested in and most likely won't invest in. So those are the main reasons why I get the currencies that I do, the ones that I have, the percentages. And I didn't mention where I got them this time. I have most of that at Coinbase. I have some Cardano and Bittrex because I couldn't get Cardano on Coinbase when I got it, which was maybe a couple of months ago. You can get it at Coinbase now. I also have it at crypto.com because I was able to buy some there without paying for credit card fees. I have my VeChain at crypto.com and the Polkadot at crypto.com. And I had to open yet another exchange to buy the BitTorrent, BTT. And so I got that at KuCoin, KuCoin. So those are the places I have them. And you see what happens is that when you can't buy something at Coinbase and you're interested in it, you have to go find an exchange that's a reputable exchange so that you can buy them there. And that's why they're at those different places. There's some safety in that all of my Bitcoin, all of my cryptocurrencies aren't at the same place. It's still a bit of the Wild West out there. So just some information that I wanted you to know. Remember, this is not advice, just some information and what I've done and what I have found as being worth my time and investment. So thanks.